That's right.
Pull up the Bible. That's all you got to do.
That's
I mean,
right.
you can sit there and talk a little God. You know, God love you. You love God and all of that. But pull up the Bible. I guarantee you they hear another way.
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read. What verse out?
Into verse 20.
Go ahead.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Now he said if they have kept mine, then they'll keep yours, because the saying that you coming with are the saying that you got from him. And what you got from him is what he got from the Father.
Yes, sir.
So now if they reject you, then they reject Jesus, and they reject Jesus, then they reject the Father. Go ahead and read on.
But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake.
Go ahead.
Because they know not him that sent me.
Because they don't know the one that sent him. Go ahead and read on.
If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin.
Go ahead.
He that hated me hated my Father also.
You know, they say you hate him. You know, he said if they hate you, then they hated him. And now he's telling you if they hate him, then they hate the Father as well. Go ahead and read.
If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin.
Go ahead.
But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause.
Well, Jesus said they hated him without a cause. And they hate you without a cause either.
Yes,
too.
sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Because the only thing you're doing is trying to be the way you are supposed to be toward your fellow man. So when they hate you, then they hate you without a cause. Let's go now to John chapter 16 and start reading at verse 1. John 16 and verse 1. Now he's gonna let you know, don't be offended by that, because that ain't nothing. You know that they hate you and they persecute you and all of that. Go ahead and start reading at verse 1. Go ahead and read.
These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended.
See what Jesus said? These things I have spoken unto you, that you should not be offended, because it may come down to something even worse than that. Just a little persecution? No, it may come to something worse than that. Go ahead and read on.
They shall put you out of the synagogues.
Then they're going to throw you out of the synagogue. Because you want to get thrown out of church real quick, go in there with the Bible.
Yes, sir.
That's all you got to do. Just go in there and say, let's sit down and read the Bible.
Yes, sir.
They're going to put you out in a hurry. You got the audacity to come in here with a Bible in it, and even in the church.
Yes, sir. That's right, brother. Yes, sir.
They're going to throw you out every time. That's all you got to do is pull them out and say, let's read what thus said the Lord here. Because you saying one thing and they saying something entirely different. I tell you what, we can sell this. Let's just read what thus said the Lord here, and that'll sell everything, won't it? But as soon as you pull it up, they're going to throw you out of the synagogue. Go ahead and read on.
Middle of verse 2.
Go ahead.
Yea, the time cometh, that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
So now, that's why he told you, don't be offended by a little persecution. He said a time will even come, the one that kill you going to even think that he's doing God a favor. So, you know, it might get beyond just a little persecution. Sure. You know, it have gotten beyond that, and it will in the future. And we're going to show you all of that in this lesson. Now, let's go ahead and read that next verse.
And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
See, that thing that they do unto you, they will do it unto you, because they have not known him, and neither have they known the Father. And you know they have known him, and you know they have known the Father, because the thing that they are saying is totally contrary to what he said and what the Father said. So they have known either, and that is why they persecute you. Let's start reading here now. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5, and we'll pick it up at verse 2. Matthew 5 and verse 2. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Okay. It's showing, you know, Jesus saying all of this stuff about what's going to happen to you when he give you that word. Start reading at Matthew 5 and 2. Go ahead and read.
And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
And he said, blessed are the poor in spirit. In other words, those that are humble. You know, those that are deeply sorry for sin. Now he said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead and read on.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Go ahead.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
Go ahead.
Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
Go ahead.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
So you're going to get this persecution, but he's just letting you know, blessed are you if you are persecuted for righteousness' sake. In other words, you can get into the kingdom then, if you are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Go ahead and read on.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute
Go
you,
ahead.
and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Look what he said. Blessed are they when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you for his sake. In other words, because of the word of God. He said that is a blessing when they do that. You know, when they do that, that means you're on the right track.
Yes, sir.
Because this is what's supposed to happen to you. So when they revile you and persecute you for righteousness' sake, the Lord said you are blessed. And he said, rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Go ahead and read on.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
So I say rejoice and be exceedingly glad because you know you are doing it right now.
That's right.
And then that means that the kingdom of heaven is yours.
Yes,
you
sir.
can get into the kingdom when this stuff happened to you. You are doing it right, therefore you are making a way for you to get into the kingdom. Go ahead and read on.
For great is your reward in heaven.
Great is your reward in heaven when this happens to you. Go ahead and read on.
For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
You know, this ain't something new. It was done to the prophets. He said, but so did they to the prophets that were before you.
That's right.
Everybody that walked in righteousness had to deal with this persecution.
That's right.
And we're going to look back at a little bit of it. Go ahead and read some more though.
Verse 13.
Go ahead.
Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Now that is good. Let's go over to Matthew chapter 10 now and pick it up at verse 5. Matthew 10, and we'll begin reading at verse 5. 10 and 5. 10 and 5. This is when Jesus was sending out the 12. You know, he's telling them go out and preach the gospel. And what we are supposed to be doing. You know, you go out, you talk to people. That's what you are supposed to do. But he just want you to understand how you will be received.
Yes, sir.
You need to understand that. So you don't go out there with some false notion that you will be received with open arms. Now, he's sending them out here, and he's telling them what to expect. Matthew 10 and verse 5. Go ahead and read.
These 12 Jesus sent forth, and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So now he's sending out the 12. He's sending them first to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But he's going to get to everybody else. You understand? But first he sent out to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But he's going to get to everybody because he appointed a time that everybody going to get this message. Because the Lord even said when they came to him in Matthew 24th chapter and asked him what would be the sign of his coming and of the end of the world. And he told them that this gospel must be preached in all the world for a witness, and then shall the end come. So everybody going to hear this gospel. So you ain't going to have no excuse. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
that's why Jesus told you earlier, I came to take away the cloak. If I had not spoken unto them, then they would have a cloak for their sin.
Yes,
now
sir.
they don't have no cloak. Once you hear that word, you ain't got